talk about how I even entered this world of functional medicine to begin with. So I dealt with eczema for most of my life, for as long as I can remember. I would want to itch and scratch. I particularly remember when I was in second grade and I got chicken pox and I just wanted to itch everywhere. And despite my mom's request to stop itching, I just couldn't. And I don't remember if the eczema started before or after, or was more noticeable before or after, but I definitely remember many times of just having these really itchy patches of skin on and the creases of my elbows, behind my knees, and no amount of future warning of how it would be impacting my skin or leaving scars or things like that. And I didn't care. I just needed to scratch it. And when I got to be about 14 or 15, I saw a few different practitioners to try to figure out what I could do about this. And everyone's response was just apply cortisone cream. And I hadn't officially entered this alternative holistic health space yet, but it didn't sit well with me. The idea of having to put a steroid on my body every day for the rest of my life just sounded, I don't know, not in alignment with what I wanted. And if it was maybe a week or so, I would have gotten on board most likely and just done it. But they were talking about every day for the rest of my life because nobody gave me a reason as to why I was experiencing it. And more so, that there wasn't anything that I could really do about it besides put this medication on. So I decided to not do the cortisone cream and I just dealt with eczema. I didn't know what it was connected to. I didn't know that there was anything relating to my gut, relating to my stress. Like there was no awareness about any of that, despite being really interested in healthcare and wanting to pursue healthcare as my future profession. And fast forward a number of years, I went through high school, undergrad, chiropractic school. And in chiropractic school, we had a course in nutrition, which was super fascinating to me. But I also was really passionate about working with kids and mom during pregnancy. And so I had to pick because my mental bandwidth and time bandwidth while I was trying to navigate chiropractic school felt like I needed to pick. So nutrition was interesting to me, but I put it on the back burner or just to the side as I started to pursue more of the pediatric and prenatal focus. And so let's fast forward. I finished chiropractic school and I was looking for my first job. And I was looking ideally for an associate position, meaning I would be in somebody else's office and get to learn from them. And it took almost a year for me to find the right fit. And so when I started working in my what is actually now my office that was started out as my associate position, the other chiropractor was also really heavy in nutrition and functional medicine. And so I got to start seeing what the clinical application of functional medicine looked like on a day-to-day basis, which was really cool. And soon after I started working here, she and I were talking and we were talking about my eczema, but we were also talking about my sugar cravings because we're working with so many people who were dealing with various digestive symptoms. And she said, let's chat about your digestion and your health and your nutrition and your absorption and all those things. And I had never worked with a functional medicine practitioner prior to that. And she started looking at different things in my body. We did different types of evaluation, and she gave me some food modifications to follow and some supplements to take. And I was pretty skeptical because even though I had seen this work for other people, thought, I've had my eczema for a really long time and I've had my sugar cravings for a really long time. I'm pretty sure that taking these supplements and modifying my food isn't really going to undo these years of just needing something sweet after dinner. It doesn't have to be huge, but I just needed something sweet. So I was a little skeptical, but I was willing to try it. And within, less than 2 weeks, I think maybe around a week, I started noticing that my sugar cravings were decreasing significantly, and I was shocked. And then within a month, the itching had decreased significantly on my skin, and we actually started seeing that there was improvement in my skin. And so then fast forward a few months, and I was really surprised. And at this point, we were transitioning to me taking over her practice, actually. And one of the things that we had talked about was that I really needed to step into the space of learning functional medicine so that I could actually care for the people that had been coming to see her. So that was my entry point into functional medicine. And it was so cool to have gone through the personal experience of doing food modification and really understanding what I needed to modify for my own body to see the changes that I was looking for, and also coming up with the correct supplement recommendations for me and not just taking things off of the shelf at the grocery store just based on the label or based on what somebody said might be good for skin health or chasing the symptoms, so to speak. And then getting to understand how the body is working in a functional aspect. And the idea of being able to work with somebody's structure and their spinal alignment and then the function of the organ was mind blowing because in all my years of getting adjusted prior to that, it didn't change my sugar cravings for me and it didn't really change my eczema in any way. But introducing functional medicine and working on the functional aspect along with the structural aspect of our bodies allowed my body to finally start getting some relief. And it is so, so rewarding to me if I can help others who are dealing with skin issues, particularly eczema, just because that's what I had to suffer with. But I feel so, so grateful if I can help you on your journey. If this is something that you've been struggling with, I would love to connect with you and chat.